I promised you a review of Tropical Skyrim after you asked for it, and here it is. I didn't rush this. I spent several hours surveying the new world in an attempt to learn the ins and outs of this overhaul. And you know me, I love to review mods properly and sink my teeth into them. I've also tried to keep this review as straightforward as possible. So let's begin. Of course, I must start with the environment, since it's the main section of this overhaul. This completely transforms every location in Skyrim, replacing the cold and dreary environment with a lush tropical paradise. My favourite has to be the coastal region, or the North Sea. You get that warm sandy beach feel and the beautiful visuals to go with it. The coastline is littered with palm trees, while the seawater is absolutely stunning. It actually makes the coast look warm and welcoming. I couldn't believe it. Those big glaciers have also been given the boot, and they've been replaced by some epic cliffs which complete the setting. Then we have the Tundra regions. For those unaware, it's the area surrounding Whiterun. This has been transformed into a barren desert wasteland with very little vegetation in sight. The Volcanic Tundra used to be very similar to Yellowstone Park, with hot baths littering the lands and steam in the air. It's now taken a much more sinister turn and become a fiery, desolate pit. You will now see fires burning randomly across the ground, patches of lava flowing from the earth, and the darker landscape, it truly fits the name of Volcanic now. Other areas, such as the Pine Forest and the Reach, have been converted into jungles, which feature some truly giant trees, so tall in fact it's hard to see the tops. Not only that, each jungle has its own varying degree of denseness to them. In some, you'll find it hard to see 10 feet in front of you, which is great considering the creatures that are lurking inside them. I do love them though, as it actually feels like the Amazon. Or sort of like Jurassic Park. In fact, why don't you take a listen? The biggest change of course is the vast amount of snowy regions. The author has changed the resting snow into grass and or moss, which looks very lush and fresh. Places like Hrothgar look completely different now. Each area also has new lighting and weather systems. The coast and deserts always seem dry and warm, while the jungles feature the occasional rainfall and have a really humid feel to them. The bloom has also been made significantly stronger, which works perfectly with the new environment, although you can obtain a version with less bloom if you wish. Now, it would be stupid to change the environment without adjusting the cities and ruins, so that's been sorted as well. You'll notice the buildings' exteriors have a much warmer feel to them now, with new textures galore. It even changed my Riften assassin hideout, as you can see right now, and in my opinion improved the damn thing, so this will probably change quite a few mods if it did so to mine. Regardless, I feel most of these cities look more alive now, and overall less depressing to be in. I'll just show you some quick before and afters of some of the cities. I'm sure you'll be able to see which is which without any help from me. They do look great, but I also mentioned ruins and ice caves, because they have been changed as well. Ice caves have been stripped of their cold interiors and exteriors and replaced with simple stone, and with some moss added for more colour and flavour, while the Nordic ruins have been retextured to look more like the Iliad ruins, which again fits in with the new environment as opposed to the cold looking Nordic opposition. That's right, as well as transforming the entire landscape and environment of Skyrim, moving on to the creatures that no longer fit in with the hot climate is only logical. For example, some bears have been replaced with pandas which fit nicely, and another ugly looking brute called the Therium. Frostbite spiders have been slightly tweaked into jungle spiders and blend in perfectly when in the jungles, trust me on that one. We have seals to replace the hawkers, apes to replace the trolls, which don't look exactly perfect if I'm honest, a bit weird but it's still cool. Tigers to replace the saber cats, so not much of a change but they look cool in a new climate and I believe it suits it. Finally, raptors replace the wolves. Not sure why we have dinosaurs walking around, but I have to admit, after about an hour or so, they did grow on me, and I enjoyed gutting them more than I did the wolves, so I got used to them. Some other creatures have also been slightly retextured to match the environment, and we also get the tropical birds mod thrown in as a bonus. You don't need it, but it certainly helps with the whole atmosphere of the mod. One thing I wasn't expecting when I loaded up the game was the new main menu background, which looks sweet, and the only problem I have with it is its resolution. It seems fairly low and slightly ruins it if I'm honest. I was further surprised to see a new loading screen background, two of them actually. Instead of the black smoky background, we now have a view of a forest which transitions into a sand image, both moving off to the right of the screen. This was one part of the mod I didn't like at all. It looks cheap when moving and the transition sucks greasy monkey nuts. I think some random tropical shots would suit it much better. Would you wear fur or hide armours to keep warm in Cuba or Jamaica? Probably not, so these sets of armours have been retextured into a leopard print fur which looks like it's been crafted from the new tigers that have been added, so it blends in quite well. This was a big one, and it certainly won't be to everyone's taste. I personally love it. It makes me want to play Skyrim more than ever, and I think I'll enjoy it more as well. But the harsh reality is mods don't come without bugs, and I noticed a few during my hours of testing. Mostly trivial, but I saw some NPCs walking into trees or parts of the environment, which never looks good. I even ended up walking through some of it myself, or into invisible walls at random, although that was very rare. I saw 1 or 2 tree trunks that were half invisible, like a cardboard bog roll sticking out of the ground. Not visually pleasing, but that was also rare. Now, I'm sure people are going to be having a lot of questions about performance. Now, the page says an average 4 to 6 FPS loss. Now, my machine is fairly powerful, as some of you may have noticed in the past, but I sometimes lost around 10 to 15 FPS in really dense areas, which might not be a problem for me, but could be for someone with a less powerful rig. But keep in mind that mine is set to Ultra with HD mods installed. But on average with me the loss was around 5 FPS. So overall we now live in a Far Cry style environment versus a cold Skyrim one. Question is, do you like it? I favour it, but I'm not sure in the long run. But it can only improve as it goes. Anyway, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed my review. I certainly enjoyed testing it and going through it. I'll probably keep it for my Skyrim Let's Play. Maybe, I'm not sure, depends how much I like it, I need to spend more time in it. And yeah, go check it out on the Nexus and give it an endorsement. And as always, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, and again, thank you for watching.